let me say this as well. Peter Kraut has been to Guanajuato. He's gone underground with us. He's been in the mines of Guanajuato. So if anybody wants to know a little bit about our company, Peter is as good a place to have an independent look as any. There are two other people, a part of the MIF, the Metals Investment Forum, who also have recommended Guanajuato Silver and who know a lot about our company. That's Chen Lin and Gwen Preston. Chen also has been to Guanajuato and seen the mines and met our 100% Mexican personnel. So my name's James Anderson. I am the chairman and CEO of Guanajuato Silver. So I'm going to give you a brief introduction to our company, what we like to call Mexico's fastest growing silver mining company. However, I would like to have a little bit of fun this morning. Generally, it is appropriate at the end of our little presentations to have a polite little ripple of applause afterwards. I'm not interested in that. What I would like is cheers, rock star type cheers for the presentation. And what I'm offering is the loudest person in the audience to cheer. JJ Jennings, our corporate communication head, our gerente de comunicaciones, will give out two silver coins for each. No, not now. Not now. You have to wait. It's going to be after the presentation. You guys know the drill. So, and you guys will all know when I come to a conclusion. And JJ will give out one coin for first place, another coin for second place, and it's going to be very, very exciting. So, let's look at, let me follow up to some of the comments that Peter made. I think everybody in the room understands the attraction of silver as the poor man's gold, the attraction of silver as a store of value, as a medium of exchange. I think what less of us understand is that industrial use of silver and the very, very tight market that we have. Peter pointed out the solar market. This is really important. Currently, if you want to make a solar panel for photovoltaics on planet Earth, you need silver. Demand for that has started out at zero about a dozen years ago. It's now 14% of every ounce of silver that gets mined on planet Earth is necessary for the photovoltaic market to make solar panels. Now, that's not going to stop anytime soon, and the reason that I have such a strong conviction in that is because it is predicated by demand that is insisted upon by government. So with tax incentives and outright gifts from government, both in Europe, in the United States, and in China, the solar market is expanding at a virtual exponential rate. Many people, including Chen Lin, who does some of the best research on this, would suggest that that number, that 14% number for solar, is going to go to 25% in just the next 2 or 3 years. So that is going to have to displace something else on that graphic that you see in front of you. What it is, I'm not sure, but it will certainly put a almost government-mandated pressure on silver demand. So I think that's very important. And then if that's the case, well, where does extra silver come from? Only about 26% of mined silver comes from primary silver mines. Everything else comes as byproduct from copper mines, gold mines, and especially lead and zinc mines. And I think that in a generally recessionary environment, which may well be what we're going into, I think it's going to be very difficult to try and put a lead and zinc mine into production just to get byproduct silver from it. So that supply deficit can get a lot larger. So what have we done about it? We have made Mexico's fastest growing silver producing company. Over the last 3 years, we have purchased 4 mines, 3 production facilities, all in Mexico, mostly in and around the city of Guanajuato. That is our silver equivalent production on a quarterly basis since we began in the 4th quarter of 2021. We pulled back a little bit in production in the 3rd quarter of last year, rearranging these mines. These are very long-lived mines, and I'll come to each one of them individually. However, we're well on track to get back to production growth. We announced our January production numbers, which was 330,000 silver equivalent ounces, extrapolated over 3 months. We will be bumping up to 1 million silver equivalent ounces of production per quarter. That's where we want to be, and continue the growth, the internal growth that we've exhibited. What is a silver equivalent ounce? For us, it's 45% silver, 45% gold, and only 10% for lead and zinc. So there's lots of other silver companies in the world which produce a lot of base metals. We don't. The mines in Guanajuato produce almost exclusively silver and gold. Our mine in Durango, Mexico, which is a little bit further north, also produces lead and zinc. So that is the beautiful colonial city of Guanajuato. I spend about 40% of my time there. Again, Chen Lin and Peter Kraut have joined us in Guanajuato. It's a lovely place. It is no hardship to spend time there. And the reason why I dwell on that in these introductions and presentations is because it has allowed us to attract a very high level of Mexican mining talent to our company. If you're a young geologist or a mining engineer and you can bring your family to Guanajuato, that is seen as a very attractive place to live, as opposed to some dusty little town in Chihuahua. Where is Guanajuato? What you're looking at is the state of Guanajuato, and then on the inset map, the city of Guanajuato in that pale blue color, and our mine. So I'm going to be talking about El Cubo, Valenciana, San Ignacio. One of our other assets in the Guanajuato area is El Penguico. That's really turned into more of a development asset, although it is a past producer. 100 years ago, it was listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and so we have plans to be able to bring that into production as well. All of these mines are hundreds of years old, including Valenciana, which has a history that dates back 450 years. I was born in Timmins, Ontario. We've got a tremendous 120-year mining history there. We're very proud of that, but it doesn't quite compete with the 450-year history of Guanajuato. Within 60 years of the Spanish accidentally bumping into an island off the coast of North America, the Spanish were producing silver and gold in Guanajuato. So our first asset, we purchased this from Endeavour Silver about 3 years ago. To give it some perspective, Endeavour paid $200 million for El Cubo. We paid 15. Endeavour spent $35 million building some of the infrastructure that you see here. We spent about $7 million rebuilding the plant that you see here and putting it back into production. We have excess capacity here. We can process about 45,000 tons of ore per month through this mill. From the mines themselves, we're comfortable producing about 25,000 tons per month, the mines at Cubo itself. We have another processing facility in Guanajuato. It's called the Cata Mill at Valenciana, another flotation system. We sell almost all of our concentrates to Ocean Partners. Ocean Partners is a British firm. We've got a very good relationship with them. They've provided both debt capital and equity capital to the company, and we continue to have a very symbiotic relationship with them. We ship all of our concentrates to Manzanillo, which is a port on the west coast of Mexico. This is the mines of Valenciana, really right underneath our production facility at Cata. It's 4 kilometers of one of the best silver-producing structures on planet Earth. It is a giant-size epithermal system. They call it Veta Madre, the mother vein. People have been producing silver and gold out of these mines for 450 years. During the 1700s, these mines were producing about 30% of the whole world's silver. So I think a lot of that super-duper high grade has been mined and is gone, but we continue to have very good exploration success at Valenciana. And then we have San Ignacio. San Ignacio is our third mine in the Guanajuato area. It's about 25 kilometers by road to the west of the plant that you were just looking at, but only about 12 kilometers in a straight line. So it's a very hilly part of the world. The roads go backwards and forwards, but San Ignacio has always been a mine without a production facility. So we take all of this material, truck it about 25 kilometers, and process it at Cata. And then there's our Topia mine. So Topia is a little bit different for us. That came along with the business deal that we did with Great Panther. Great Panther had become financially troubled because they spent a lot of money on a mine in Brazil. And all of the money that they were making on their silver operations in Mexico was being directed there. So we got a chance to buy 3 mines and 2 production facilities from Great Panther for only, again, $15 million, very similar quantum to what we paid for Cubo. Topia is different. It's way up in the Sierra Mountains in the state of Durango, very high grade. The resource there that you see rhymes with about 1 kilo of silver equivalent per ton. It's a small operation, but it too has been in operation for about 70 years. For its first 40 years of operations, it was a mine that Peñoles had. Peñoles is Mexico's largest mining company, period, and I think that there came a time when Topia was perhaps too small for their portfolio. But we're very happy with it. We not only mine silver and gold from our mines here, but we also process in a hub and spoke kind of way from other independent miners in the area, and that's working quite well for us as well. Here's a look at the Topia plant. It's older. It needs some not only some TLC, but some additional CapEx, and we intend to do that over the next 18 months or so as well. So if any of you are considering a speculation in our shares are depressed like the rest of the market. However, Fidelity Investments, Endeavor, the silver ETF in New York, as well as Myrmikan Capital. Myrmikan is owned by, or controlled by Dan Oliver. Dan is on our board of directors. He writes about credit expansions and credit bubbles better than anyone that I know. I would invite you to go to their website and have a look. Certainly a lot of what Peter Kraut was talking about earlier is reflected in some of Dan's writings. I know all the CEOs like to brag about all the people who are part of their team. Allow me only just to do that with one person, and that's Ramon Davila. Ramon is our president. He's in charge of all Mexican mining operations. Ramon has, in my estimation, the best CV in Mexican mining. He controlled privately the La Colorada mine many years ago. He sold that to Pan American Silver. It is still Pan American's best asset, in my estimation. He worked with Ross Beatty at Pan American for about 5 years, and then left to become one of the founders and chief operating officer at First Majestic. When Ramon joined First Majestic, they had 4 employees and no production. When he left, they had 4,000 employees and 12 million silver equivalent ounces of production per year. And the only reason that he left that gig was to take on a political role. He became the economy minister for the state of Durango, where he lives. Ramon is on our board of directors, in charge of our operations. I can't overestimate or overtell how important Ramon's presence is to our company. So I did make a whole bunch of forward-looking statements. Just be careful with those. And that concludes my presentation. Yeah? Yes? That's what I'm talking about.